What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Bland back in the building with another episode of the Shop Podcast coming to you guys live on another Saturday, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out, joining us as you guys always do. Show appreciation and support here on the Shop Podcast. Man, we got a great guest in here. I'm gonna just dive right into it. First time guest, amazing woman. She does a lot for the community. If you've not heard of her, her link is down in the description, as well as the Grown Women Gaming link, who she is affiliated with. So go ahead and give yourself a shout out, Lady Infamous.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is me, Lady Infamous 415, one fourth of Grown Women Gaming. I'm out here in these streets playing these video games, and I cannot wait to get in these topics. And I would like to say thank you guys so much for inviting me here. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, not a problem. You know, we always like to keep it lit here, always like to switch it up. It's been a while since we had a woman gamer on here. That's amazing. Just a gamer in general. We not even gonna put no labels on it. She just gaming all day, every day, all day, every day. So this guy next up, man, the Wonder Boy himself, man, shooting up the rankings, man. Go subscribe to him if you're not. His channel's in the description below as well. Go ahead and give yourself a shout out, Zalker.
What's up, everybody? I thought you were talking about Fuzzy. Come on, he's a
get out of here,
franchise. He's a franchise.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks for the great shout out, bud. It's good to be on again. You know, I can't wait to get into these topics. We have some awesome topics. A lot of stuff happened this week, and play yourself some fucking Crackdown, everybody. I don't care.
Let's get it, man. We're gonna get into that real quick. But last but not least, Mr. FuzzyBelvedere, man, go ahead and give yourself a shout out, brother.
Oh. Fuzzy. No.
Oh, do we lose him? Do we lose
the franchise?
Right, so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had it on mute. My bad.
We are not editing that out, guys. Everything stays in. So Fuzzy, go ahead and give yourself a shout out, man.
Hey, FuzzyBelvedere here from Twitter and Xbox Live. Glad to be here talking games with everyone. And let's talk about these topics.
Let's get it, man. And once again, if you're joining us live, man, go ahead and smack the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Go check the archives. Got a lot of cool content and videos back in the archives, man. Check us out. We're going to dive right in. We got a lot to talk about today. So as you file in, say hello in the chat, man. Introduce yourself. You might find a lifelong friend, man. You never know. So let's go ahead and jump in, man. So the first topic, we're going to be talking about Crackdown. That was a great segue, by the way. You didn't even know it, Zucker. We're going to drop right into it. So we're going to talk about, I guess you can say, I don't want to say a eyesore on the face of Crackdown 3, but it's certainly a huge deal with you not being able to play with your friends in the multiplayer mode in Wrecking Zone. Now, I wanted to get everybody's opinions on this. Not all of us have played it. I haven't played it just yet. I'm getting on it right as soon as we get done with this damn podcast. I'm jumping in it. But I'm going to get started with you, Lady Infamous. I know you've been playing it kind of pregame here, or we were talking before the show started. What do you think so far? Do you think, I know you kind of talked about it, but what do you think about that aspect of not being able to play with your friends?
Yo, that's a L. That's a real hard L, to be honest with you guys, because one of the things that like I told you guys before the show that I really didn't know about the Crackdown series. So one of the things that was to draw me into the Crackdown game, Crackdown 3 per se, is that I can be able to play with my peoples and we can, hit up multiplayer together. And to find out that is not, that you can't do that, it's really disappointing, because that was one of the things that I wanted to do. I didn't get into single player yet, but especially with the Wrecking Zone, I hope they do more modes. I mean, it is what it is. It's bright. It's fun. It is what it is. It's a Crackdown game, and sometimes people over analyze new titles that just came out. And for me, it's like I enjoy Wrecking Zone, and I'm not even like on Crackdown series like that. So just give the people what they want. Give the people that really enjoy the Crackdown series, and especially Crackdown 3, give them they shine. This is their time to shine.
Hello?
Yeah,
I was done. I was done.
I thought you. I was like, what else?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So no, I completely agree with that. You know what? We're gonna dive into this a little bit later about the dynamics of Crackdown and how people are feeling about it and the outrage and everything like that. But I feel the same way. I mean, I said now, Crackdown if you're going into it, expecting like a GTA experience, I've always compared it more towards Saints Row. It's a Michael Bay movie in a video game version. Explosions, over exaggerated, big shit. You don't need to think much. I mean, you don't see Mark Wahlberg, he's not winning an Oscar for the Transformer, but I'm sitting there in the movie theater. It's a cool movie. I'm not there to see him overact and, cool shots and stuff like that. So it's just, to me, that's what the game is. I think a lot of people went into the game looking at it, from a different perspective, which is okay if you didn't have that much experience with the first two. So we're going to move on to you, Zucker. What do you think about that particular aspect, not being able to play with your friends?
It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen Microsoft do and Xbox do, because I test multiple things why I have an Xbox, but one of my main things, if not the top thing, is I love playing with my friends. I'm a multiplayer gamer at heart. I love playing single player games, but I will 99% of the time choose a co-op game to a multiplayer game over a single player game. Every time. And that's just me. So Crackdown, while I can play co-op in the single player, which I did. I played with Colt Eastwood a little bit. Me and him played, and we had a freaking blast. It was fun. But when we can't even do Wrecking Zone, which is a competitive multiplayer, right? It's supposed to be competitive. I mean, not competitive where you're ranking up and it's all that, but it's competitive. You're facing other people. You can't play with your buddies and like talk shit and communicate and blow shit up together. That irritates me a lot, because that's what, to me, Microsoft and Xbox has over any other developer out there, is that their games are very accessible with your friends. Gears of War, Halo, all co-op. Forza, you can play with your friends, co-op. Even Crackdown, the single player, co-op. Everything to me is just Sea of Thieves, my game of the year, son. I love that game. I got 500 hours in that game, and I think only like 30 minutes of it was me playing alone. Like, I'm not even joking. So that's what I'm saying. Like, everything about State of Decay, co-op, everything is co-op. Yeah. And this game, you can't play with your friends in matchmaking. Like, matchmaking was a thing from last gen, and you're not going to have that in there? Come on now. Come on. That's something that I think they really messed up on. And it's even worse when this game, I don't know if you guys know this, but this game was supposed to be a multiplayer only game. Yeah. It wasn't supposed to have a single player. They tacked on the single player in the last 2 years, because they knew that the cloud gen and all that wasn't going to be there. So now we're sitting here going, okay, if this is going to be a multiplayer only game, how the hell do you not have matchmaking? Like, I like step one, matchmaking, like, right? Like, you start the game. Like, I mean, I don't get it. So I think this is really bad. They need to patch it. The outrage is deserved. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, man. That's some hard line feelings right there, man. There's a lot of people on both sides of the fence. It's definitely a sensitive subject in the community. A lot of people go on both sides of the spectrum. So, Fuzzy, Mr. Unassuming, what do you think about that aspect, man? I know I want to hear you break this down.
It definitely sucks. But in the grand scheme of things, I went with this playing it solo. Tried to get my kids into it to at least do co-op. They're like, no, I'd rather go play Minecraft or NBA 2K19. But it was fun playing solo. Reminds me a lot of, Saints Row 3 and 4, which are, a couple of the few games I platinumed on PS3. Pretty happy with that aspect of it. But as far as the multiplayer not being able to play with your friends, like, if you could do the co-op with your friend and you can't do the multiplayer, it just seems silly. It's one of those things that's like, how did this go past like meeting or progress meeting 2 or 3, where it's like, oh yeah, we don't have matchmaking, and it just, I don't know. To say it's an oversight is one thing, but it just seems like I thought it was weird when they split up the game apps into 2 separate things between the campaign and then the multiplayer.
The multiplayer, that was weird.
And I was like, well, maybe it's because multiplayer might get delayed. So at least we'll have the campaign downloaded and they'll have, the other thing, the multiplayer ready whenever it's ready. And I remember hearing rumors before this was released, before the November 7th delay, that, oh yeah, it's going to probably get delayed because of the multiplayer. You might get the campaign, and then the multiplayer will come, 2 months to 6 months later. And in that process, it's like I know they've gone through probably 2 or 3 scrappings and back to the drawing board and whatnot between the cloud gen to, you know, the last deal, but it just, I don't know. If anything, this is one of those times where they probably should have delayed it, knowing like from that stress test, it's like, oh yeah, we don't have matchmaking. Let's keep on doing the stress test. Like they should have made some sort of excuse, like, oh yeah, the single player is going to launch, but you know, because of the stress test, we found that the matchmaking wasn't working, and I'm guessing it's probably going to be a couple of months before they can patch that in, because they should have found a way to kind of drag their feet on that to at least have that at the launch of the multiplayer. But I guess all in all, they just wanted to hurry up, get this off their chest type of thing, launch it, and you know, just have everybody at least access it. And you know, if they spit at them at the end of it, fine. If they give them applause, fine. But I think they just wanted to push this out the door and, you know, lock it behind them type of thing and get it out there and be done. But it's just a serious misstep. That's all I got to say on it.
I agree. I agree that they wanted to get rid of the game, man. I think this is the last game of a regime that they want to forget. I think that's just what's happening.
Cleaning house, huh?
Yeah, just kind of like this is that game that like one of those games that were announced when, you know, and they were shown 5 years ago. Yeah. Well, and I'm going to give Phil Spencer takes some blame on this, man. That's just what it is. Let's be honest here. Yeah, they all get some blame on it. But I don't know, man. I just don't get how you don't have. I don't know. They should have just did what what do you call it? Red Dead did. Bring out their multiplayer later.
Yeah.
Just bring it like a month later. Patch it. Make sure it works. You know, do what you got to do. Like, we're not going to get mad if it's delayed, honestly.
Do you think it's going to be another, like a Crackdown 4?
I really do hope so, but I don't think so. I really want one to, because I'm actually a really big fan of it. I really like Crackdown. Dealer Gaming, he did not give a crap about Crackdown at all. He'll be the first to admit it. You can go listen to podcasts. We're not making shit up. He was like, I don't care. Like, he's basically like, I'm not a big fan, you know, and he played it. Thursday night we were playing, he was just laughing and just having a good time. And then next thing I know, he's still playing it. And then he beats it. And then he's like, holy cow, it was fun. He's like, the HDR is crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like, he loves the game.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know if he like loves it, but he's just like, I had fun, man. He's like, it's just a fun, dumb game.
Yeah.
And that's what games are, people.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's, I mean, I completely agree with every facet, you know, with everything said here today on the podcast. As far as that goes, man, I guess my just general opinion on the game, just try it out. You know, just play the game. Like I said before, I think sometimes people look at it from the wrong perspective. You know, I think a lot of people judge, you know, essentially, you know, they look over the fence and see something else. And I think a lot of it as well, guys, is Crackdown 1 and 2 were early Xbox. And a lot of the people, you know, nowadays criticizing the game probably didn't get that experience. Maybe they're a little younger. You know, they didn't really get to play the first two. They don't understand, you know what I'm saying, what the actual aim of the game is. So it could have been that as well. But I think, like I said, I'm going to play it right after we get done with this, immediately. So hopefully Lady Infamous, Zalker joins me, Fuzzy, whatever. But I'm going to play, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. It looks fun. I'm not worried about graphics. I'm not worried about, like, you know, any of that, you know. But this is a huge overstep as far as the multiplayer goes. As far as not being able to play with friends, like you said, I don't understand. I don't think it could be an oversight. Like, how do you not forget? You know, how do you forget that in a game that's like built for it initially? So it's something that they're gonna have to address, and hopefully soon. I don't know, maybe 3 months. They don't have very long.
I think they got 2 weeks to bring it out, or it's gonna get really bad, and the game's gonna suffer because of it. I think they got 2 weeks. I mean, hey, you guys, you're Microsoft. You're the people of options, man.
Yeah,
options. Everything's options, and you don't have the option to play with your friends.
You don't really have, you know, time, because Anthem comes out next week. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have time. You know, people are gonna go on to other things and different interests. You know, if it's that bad of a, so I mean, they may not have any time, but they have to do something at some point to say, here's an olive branch, guys. We screwed this up. We dropped the ball. But I do believe as well, this is the pushing out of like some old, you know, just let's get this out. Let's get it behind us. Let's move forward. You know, we got a lot going. So that was a great warm-up topic, guys. Once again, chat, It is lit. Drop a like on the video as well. Subscribe to the channel if you have not, man. We moving on to the next topic. Let's get it. Let's get it. So the next one is kind of a fun one. Now, I talked about this. I did a standalone video on the channel, so go check that out in the archives. Talking about Sony skipping E3. This has come up multiple different times. We've all speculated on the exact reason why they're not going to E3. You know, what could it be? Some of us, you know, were of the ilk that they don't really have anything to show, and other people were like, well, no, it couldn't be that. It's strategic. So, funny story came out. IGN, I don't ever really pump what they do, but IGN as well. You can go check it out. Sean Layden essentially came out and was like, hey, you know, quote, you know, the world has changed, but E3 necessarily hasn't changed. Then saying, you know, we don't really have much to show, essentially. You know, I'm paraphrasing here. Obviously, I don't have I got the article in front of me. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want the panels, you know, I just want you guys' opinion on that. So let's start with you, Infamous, once again. What do you think about that? Essentially, they're confirming, hey, we don't really have much to show, as well as, you know, kind of making E3, not, I won't say downplaying E3, but I guess E3 is not as important as it used to be.
See, the thing about people to fail to realize, the only thing that's important when it comes to games is the people that the developers, the developing companies, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. That's what they about as far as E3. They need to show off them games. They need to do their potential. They need to wow their potential customers. For me, it is disappointing that Sony's not going to show nothing. But that's not going to be like, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, Sony's not showing shit at E3. I'm not going, because for me, the best part of going to E3 or even experience E3 is experience it with your friends, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you not be able to go to the actual convention, but just saying, hey, y'all, let's go link up like at 7:30, have a couple of drinks, you know, and then do a little live stream of what they showed at E3. Or if you do have the opportunity to go to E3, you can be able to hang. Look, E3 is fun, and you can you know, look at the games. You can hang out and chill. But the best part of E3 when you actually go there is when you meet up with your friends. The best times that you have at E3 for me was not even in the convention center. So for Sony, for them to not be there, it's not a deal breaker for me. It just shows me that the other people that's going to be there, they're going to have to show and prove. So Nintendo have to show and prove. Microsoft have to show and prove. All the indie developers that's going to present their indie games at E3, they're going to have to show and prove, because come by next year E3, Sony should be popping. Sony should have a flawless presentation to me. But they have the right not to be there if they don't want to. That's a company. That ain't me, or that ain't you. This is a multi-million-dollar company. If they feel like going to E3 is going to hurt their pockets or hinder their reputation as far as them trying to get better games out there, I'll pull out too. So it ain't going to stop me. I'm going to still try to go to E3 with or without Sony there.
Cool. All right. You know what? I don't blame you. You know, and that's not, you know, it wasn't the fact that it's just to me, you know, based on versus what people throw at Xbox, you know, versus sometimes what people say, you know, what's going on with Xbox, that, you know, Sony would come out and say, hey, we just don't really have much to show. And I mean, people don't have the deductive logic. You know, we've been talking about that for a very long time, that just makes sense that they've kind of shown everything that they've had, you know, up until this point. You know, they got a couple games, 2 or 3 games that we're unaware of when they're coming out. You know, we may get a couple stealth release or something, you know, this fall, who knows? But like you said, I do expect next year, this time around, they should be on point, like Gensu Night point. You know what I'm saying? Because they've had time. I don't want to say they've earned the time, because I think, you know, you have I feel like you should always shoot your shot at your consumer. You should always give them the best show when it's available. So I'm not giving them a pass for not being there. So we're going to throw this to you, Zalker, man. What do you think about, you know, Sean Layden basically, you know, saying what he was saying? Uh-oh. Zalker? Uh-oh. Did he not? Oh, okay. Maybe he stepped away. So we're going to pass this to you then, Fuzz.
My biggest thing is I would have liked to see, what do you call them? Oh my God! Now I'm blanking as far as the samurai one. Oh my God!
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh.
It's like I would have liked to seen a little bit more. Like
Oh,
the
I
one
said it
mission that
right.
they
I
showed.
wasn't right.
Yeah, it was nice that they showed us the one mission, but I would like to see a little bit more as far as like.
You guys hear me now?
Like a mission.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
I heard you guys. I was talking, but I don't know what happened. Nothing.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Fuzzy. Go ahead, Fuzzy. My bad.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I would like to see a little bit more of that and some more of Death Stranding. Yeah, Death Stranding might not be ready for a year or two, but at least they could have shown some more of their gameplay. But I'm just waiting for them to kind of try to spoil Xbox's E3. I think we had talked about it before, where it's quite possible that they could drop a trailer or some sort of like game announcement, not really a game announcement, but like a launch date for one of the games, like The Last of Us 2 or something like that during E3, without them having to be there. They could just put it on YouTube or put it on TV or something like that. But disappointed, but they're going to do what they're going to do, and they get a pass no matter what.
Well, I'm not giving them a pass.
But I would have liked to have seen them do at least show some more updates on the games that are launching. Like I'm looking forward to Days Gone. Hopefully they have the massive amount of zombies that they had in the original showing. Keep on hearing rumors or side things that it's not going to have the whole hordes of zombies, but we'll see. But there's always, was it PSX? Probably later this year. Or no? Did they say that they're not doing it this year? Or
they haven't said
they haven't said anything. All we know is that
they're not going.
They've canceled their last two events, PSX and now E3.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, man, I understand what Primal Eve said. Like we don't know what the company's going through, but I don't give two shits what they're going through. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. Show up at E3. You have not showed up in 25 years. I'm a greedy person as a gamer. I want more. Like a lot of games dropped this weekend. Give me more games. I don't care. I want more. I want to play as many games as I can. Like I love playing games. It's a passion. It's a hobby. And for Sony to just be like, man, we're not gonna show up because we don't have anything to show. I don't like that. I don't, because you then don't show things so far in advance where we're just waiting for games at this point. Because as much as anybody wants to say they had God of War, Spider-Man, I beat those games. I love them. They're amazing games in Detroit this year or last year. This year, all that's official is Days Gone and Dreams. To me, I don't care about Dreams. That's one game, which is Days Gone. And even then, I wasn't really that looking forward to Days Gone all that much until the latest trailers. And I want Sony at E3 because it makes it better. It does. It's and it's not because of Sony versus Microsoft versus it. To me, it's EA versus Ubisoft versus all of them versus each other. I want them to be competitive against each other, so I win as a consumer. So I'm really kind of annoyed that they're not going to be there. And on top of it, the games that they have shown look amazing, but it's like, so for the next, since last E3, so for 2 years, all I'm waiting for is 4 games or 3 games. Because we don't even know what they're going to announce for coming out this holiday or next year, right?
Mm-mm.
And so that's what annoys me. That's honestly what annoys me. And I want to see it. Because that's 18 months without any announcements for them, any new games, anything. And not even to mention, that's not even new IPs, because they announced Ghost of Tsushima back in 2017, so no new IPs for 3 years. And everybody was giving Crackdown or Xbox crap for no new IPs for 3 years. Well, Sony's about to do the same damn thing. They haven't announced any new IPs. So I don't know. That really annoys me. And then on top of this whole Sean Lady thing, like I could go for an hour. Like I don't care. He said some good stuff and he said some stupid stuff. Sean Layden's interview was really good. It was a lot of information, but he also said that they want to bring out fewer games but higher quality. And all I play is your exclusives on PlayStation. So am I getting 1 to 2 games a year on one system? I don't know. Like it's very weird to me. It's very weird, and I don't like it. I want them to be there. I want them to if they drop a trailer like Fuzzy was saying, that's very petty to me. And that's like I don't even care to see your trailer. You didn't show up. You're gonna drop a trailer that's gonna cost you absolutely nothing to make, and I'm supposed to get hyped over it when Microsoft has thousands of people watching them and millions of people watching them, putting on a good show for us that we can see games, and you're going to drop a trailer, I'd get irritated. I would call Sony out in a heartbeat. Put some money down and show up.
Well, the crazy thing about it is that I've always said that I feel like this is a calculated risk. Short-term loss, long-term gain. At the end of the day, Sony, I don't feel like this is not really, this is like a bump in the road, I feel like, for Sony. Like, they're going to take a hit short-term for this year, if they don't do anything. I still feel like something's going to happen at, latest this fall. They're going to have to do something, because that's, like you said, a year and a half, damn near two, where you don't have anything, not a single show. And I think that's a very, very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? You have to put something out. Because I don't think Dreams is enough. I don't think Days Gone is enough either. Great games, potentially. I actually am more interested in Dreams than damn Days Gone. Ironically, I think Dreams is creative as hell. But I just think that that's a very, very long time. Even though Sony has had the lead as far as console sales, they've been able to establish themselves as, dominating this generation as far as headlines, things like that. But that's a long fucking time. So I want to throw you another question as well, Lady Infamous, about this particular subject. Now, it's kind of a piggyback off what I said already.
Okay, cool.
Now, Sony, do you feel like that Sony has kind of earned the right to not? I mean, they can do what they want. We've already established that, they can do what they want. But the downplaying as well of E3, like he did mention that he's like, well, E3 didn't change, and it's not necessarily, it didn't grow with us, and this and that. Like the slight downplaying of E3, when we all know E3 is still the biggest gaming event on the planet. Like, does that look a little? Is that a little bit of a reach, or how do you feel about that particular point?
With that in mind, I'm gonna tell you straight up: don't act like just because you ain't gonna be at E3 this year, like it ain't popping, like you wasn't there all the other years showing the best of what you got. If anything, you hurting the fans for downplaying E3, because you have people that just love PlayStation. I mean, I'm not judging. That would they say, hey, I'm going to E3 so I can see what's up with PlayStation. You know what I mean? You have loyal consumers that you are abandoning them because it's like, what you gonna give them? You don't have E3. I assume they're not doing a PlayStation experience this year as well. Am I right?
No, well, they haven't said.
They haven't announced anything. Apparently, they're just end of this year. We have no idea.
So they're playing it by ear.
They're playing by ear. Yeah, it reminds me of 2016. I don't know if you guys remember. You probably do. I wasn't part of the community then, but what I remember was Xbox showing off the Scorpio and announcing its specs, right? And Sony just crawled up into a dumpster and like ended their show abruptly, because at the end of that show at E3 they wanted to show the Pro, but they couldn't. Yeah. After what Xbox showed, like, what are you going to do? So they showed the PS4 Pro in September at a crappy event and a crappy showing, and then called it a day. To me, I think it's the same thing. Like, what are they going to show? The same games and then an inferior console compared to what Xbox is going to show this year? That's all I'm saying. That it correlates very well to me to 2016. But go on, sorry.
No, that's cool. That's cool. So you're not going to E3. You're not going to present on the E3, and y'all just playing it by ear. So what you expect the PlayStation consumer fans to do? Sit and wait?
Play God of War 17 times?
Yo, I'm playing God of War. I'm playing God of War right now, and it's awesome. But I can't play God of War 18 months. I can't play Bloodborne 16 months. I can't, and I don't want to play Persona. I don't want to play, what is Yakuza? That's the game. So you're going to make your consumers go back and play games that either they already played or older title games that they don't even want to play, but since they got only a PlayStation, because this is the issue, is people that only have the PlayStation. They really ain't got nothing to have for the rest of the year. So that's what's really, it's not really hurting the company, it's really hurting the fans. It's really hurting the PlayStation fans. And that's why I constantly say, just don't rely on one system or one form of gaming platform for all your gaming experiences, because something like this would happen. I won't have. Look, If you ain't got no new titles, I have no problem with it. I'll play my little free to plays and I'll be fine with it. But just expand your gaming horizon so you can be like, you know what? They're not showing nothing on no PlayStation. That's cool. I got my Xbox. Oh, Xbox acting funny. Oh, okay, that's cool. I got my PC. So for my advice on that, just expand your gaming horizons. Don't put all your gaming eggs in one basket, because they can. This is what happens, and the fans get fallen by the wayside.
Yep,
that's crazy.
And to me, I think a little bit more. I think Sony would be in a better position if they released a goddamn multiplayer game every now and then. Like honestly, people are still playing Halo. People are still playing Gears. People are still still playing Forza, and that's because those have replayability and longevity. That's what multiplayer game. That's what it does. That's why outside of any company is Anthem. I'm worried because they don't have PvP. To me, multiplayer really does bring out longevity to a game, and Sony just doesn't have that. They rely on third party for that.
Yeah,
and that's my problem a little bit with it.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Very, very good point, man. We've talked about this, guys. If you're new to the show, subscribe first, but go back in the videos. We break this down multiple times, guys. Not no hate, not no shade. We call it fair 50-50 even here on the Shop Podcast, man. This is what we do every Saturday. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Keep this thing rolling. Once again, as you file in, smack that like button. Thank everybody here joining us live right now. Go follow my compadres on the show right now. Their links are down in the description below, man. We're going to move this thing over. So as you guys know, if you're not new here, we do a poll of the week every Monday. I throw it up on Twitter every Monday, and then we talk about it here on the show as one of the topics. So the poll of the week this week was which console will have the better launch games lineup and why. And this was like it's probably the most overwhelmingly lopsided poll I ever posted. Shout out to Dead Serious, for real. And it was PS5, Xbox 2, and then Nintendo, whatever happens to be next. 86% Xbox 2. Now I know that's probably not gonna be the name, but I had to think of something. I'm sorry. So
Anaconda, bro. The Anaconda.
I know, right? Something. Anaconda. Some one of them damn snakes. But either way, we're going to keep this thing moving. So I'm going to throw this to you first, Fuzzy, this time around, man. Would you agree that the Xbox is going to have the superior launch lineup? Now, this is in a vacuum, everybody. Yeah. We don't know what's coming out. We're pie in the sky here, so don't kill me in the comments. But go ahead, Fuzzy.
I definitely agree that Xbox 2 will probably be the one. They'll have a better lineup as far as not just quantity, but hopefully also quality. But all those studios, I'm figuring, let's just play it by the numbers. Half of them are going to probably have something either within that launch window or within that first year. I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a State of Decay. I guess it would be 3. There's going to, at that point, there'll be a Forza 8. There's more than likely, it kind of depends on the launch, but Halo's either going to fall at the tail end of Xbox One and the beginning of Xbox 2 or kind of be like a cross-gen type of thing. I mean, there's a couple of the studios that already have something in the works, like Ninja Theory. So there's going to be more than a handful of just, their exclusives right at launch. With Sony, because we have these 4 remaining games, and I think they only have about 5 or 6 studios themselves, and they work with.
No, they have about 13 studios altogether.
Oh, they have 13.
First party 13.
First party, yeah, 12 to 13.
I would say that was about. They're pretty deep, yeah.
They're deep, man. After the PS3 era was their humbleness, man, and they went and made and bought studios like crazy then, and they've helped build them up and fund them. So that's what Xbox is doing that now.
Yep.
But go ahead.
No, but I'm under the impression that with the 4 games that are pretty much going to be, I guess, the tail end of the PS4 era, probably 2 of them are going to carry over into the PS5. I can't really see that many more games at launch. Like just looking at like Gran Turismo, I can't imagine them having a full Gran Turismo at that point. I guess it'd be Gran Turismo 8 or something like that at that point. I can't imagine them having it fully ready at that point, just because polyphony takes so long to make a game. But yeah, it's definitely leaning more towards Xbox, just because the sheer number of studios that are already have something in the works. We already know like our some of our favorites are coming close to the end of the Xbox One, carrying over to Xbox Two. But on top of that, with all the new studios, it's definitely going to be a pretty filled launch window, and they're going for the whole Game Pass model or Netflix model, where we had even talked about like 4 games a year or one every quarter type of thing.
That was from an investor call. Yeah, they that's apparently like legitimately true. That's what they're trying to do. I see them needing 20 to 22 studios if they want to actually accomplish that.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like they're done purchasing studios yet. So
they're at 13 right now, man. They're already at 13. So they a couple more here and there. Bam.
Yeah. But that's all I have to say. It's we'll all see, but mark it on the calendar. Save the tapes. We'll play them back come launch day. But I'm pretty sure Xbox 2 is going to have a heavy lineup at the beginning or at launch. So I definitely believe to that.
All right, I'm privy to agree. Just to give my hot take on this one, I think that the quality of the studios, and it's not just people miss the nuances. Sometimes people playing checkers and what's really going on is chess, because not only are Microsoft grabbing these studios that are productive studios, these studios typically have things going on. Now, like Obsidian didn't necessarily have a game they wanted to make yet, but they were doing other things. So they grab studios who are busy, who are being productive, or some studios do have the combination of being productive and needing finances. So that's a key combination there. You have to want to be bought to be purchased. So I think a lot of the key there is the quality of studios, the quantity of studios. The studios are already working. They have games in the work. We know Playground's doing something crazy. Fable, maybe not. Who knows? They got a lot going on. And I just think that all of the work, all of the momentum that's been built up, I think they're ready. I think Phil's locked and loaded. I think he's ready to show what he's been doing, to us especially. Phil's a video game guy first. He's always said it. I'm a gamer first before an executive. So I think he's really, really going to make that point, when the next gen starts, and we're going to see that come to fruition. So, Infamous, what do you think? I mean, who's going to have the better launch lineup? Now, we don't know everything that's going to happen between now and then, but just go for the gusto.
It has to be the Xbox, because look how many studios they got. You gotta just Phil and the Xbox Microsoft crew needs to for me, they have a lot of studios, and I'm not saying all the studios are gonna put out fire, but at least they got enough to work with something. Sony is like, we don't know. We're playing it by ear with Sony. So if they do have something, they're keeping it close to the chest. They're not going to say anything. But as far as Xbox, they got all those studios. So they should have games to accommodate everybody. And that's it's plain and simple. I mean, there really isn't much to talk about. And I discussed this a lot of times that I want to wait and see what they put out. But based on just the studios that they have, I'm gonna have to go with Xbox. Now Nintendo, I don't even know. I don't have a Nintendo. I don't have a Nintendo, so I can't really speak on it. But for some reason, even though they're not they don't push out a lot of things, Nintendo likes to they get their customer base, and it seems like aside from the online services from Nintendo, their games that they put out, their customers seems to be happy with it. But I'm
very happy.
Yeah,
very, very insanely happy. Yeah. So I agree. I agree with that for the most part. I don't want to cut you off if you finish.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I just think that I just can't wait to see what happens. As a gamer, you should be excited because competition is good. It's not don't get too toxic or anything like that. But in the gaming industry, competition is always good because they'll be trying to put out more and more and more better qualities of games and better stories of games and better multiplayer style games and better single player games. So like I said, I just can't wait what they put out as far as Xboxes. Yeah.
Awesome. So Zalk, it's on you, G man. What do you think? I mean, as far as what's your hot take, man?
You know, this is actually kind of hard because I do look at Sony. I don't think Santa Monica is ready to make anything. I don't think they're going to bring out anything for the PS5 yet. I think it's going to be later. You look at, people look at Spider-Man, but that's a second party game, and that's not first party. That's a second party developer. I think they're going to have something from Guerrilla, the people that made Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
I think they're going to have something from them. Maybe, that'll be about a 3-year cycle right there for them. I don't know. It's weird with Sony because they have opened another studio in San Diego that's going to be making AAA story-driven games. So where are they going to be? Maybe they'll come out a little later. So I think Sony historically, and we've seen it, PS4, PS3, they start very slow with their exclusives.
Yeah,
they don't launch strong, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like PS4 did not. I didn't buy it because of the launches and everything, and I just didn't care. And I didn't even buy an Xbox too, to be honest.
Killzone, all that stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff was kind of like, and then but I think you never sleep on Nintendo. Never underestimate them. They launched with an amazing lineup. They launched with one of their biggest franchises, or their biggest franchise in Zelda. They'll launch with something good always with their next thing. Xbox though, they always start off with pretty decent games. Xbox One started off good. So did Xbox, the first OG one, and 360, and everything they start off pretty decently and strong. I think they're going to start off even stronger. I think they're going to go for the throat, and I think they're going to try to get as many people as they can to get on as fast as they can on the next Xbox. I think they're going to start it off with Forza Motorsport 8. That'll be for the racers. I think they're going to bring Killer Instinct 2 for fighters. I think they're going to bring Halo Infinite, and not at all in the same week, people. This is going to be spread over 3 to 4 months during the launch of the system. And I think they're going to bring out Halo Infinite, and I think there's going to be something else in the works. I think Sony's going to have second-party deals, 1 or 2 that they're going to have during the launch, like Bloodborne, second-party deal, stuff like that. But I think Xbox is going to come swinging. I mean, if you look at the leaks and the investor calls, apparently we should be really looking out for Xbox during 2020 and 2021. That they're gonna be swinging for the fences. Apparently, like they're gonna go all out, and we're gonna be flooded with games, like obscene. And this is in Reset Era. These are people that are in the know. These are dudes that leak shit, and they say this is going to be one of the craziest, if not the best lineup in years that we've ever seen Xbox do, maybe in their history. This is 2020, 2021.
It's crazy.
So we'll see. I mean, 2019, I feel like we're going to have a little bit of a down from here to September. I don't think there's going to be any exclusives from Xbox. I think they're going to start hitting their stride at the end of 2019 and on. So, yeah, we'll see what the launch lineup is, but I think it's going to be those 3 main games, Halo, Killer Instinct, Forza, and then I think they might have one other game in there, maybe a second-party deal in between. Who knows? But we'll see, man.
Okay, cool, man. We broke that down to the gristle. We broke that all the way down. Damn, man, that was a good one. Guys. Once again, don't kill us in the comment section, guys.
Don't kill us.
Don't kill us in the comment section. We're just having fun on the show. I like to throw them curveballs here on the show. We don't like to keep to the same topics, everybody. But thank everybody for participating in the poll of the week. Once again, if you did not hear before, I throw the poll up every Monday. So follow me on Twitter. My info is down in the description below. Follow me. You can find it there every Monday, guys, religiously, for sure. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, man. And thank you guys for joining us live, man. Smack that like button if you're still in here. Thank you. And so we're going to talk about something that I left this for last because this is definitely a hot take, something that I've been kind of sitting on. I've kind of touched on a little bit on Twitter, but we're going to dive right into this. Man. And we're going to discuss the fake outrage that has been going on in the gaming community. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not going to say no names because I'm not messy. Okay, but we're going to talk about this issue because I really believe that it is an issue and that we really need to bring this up. So I'm gonna start with you, Zucker. I mean, let's use the most present. Let's use the most present situation. Crackdown 3. As far as people knowing what the game was, we've seen the game previously for multiple years, multiple different, I guess iterations. But we've seen enough to make an assumption of what the game was going to be. But the game comes out. People said they weren't going to get it then, are like, oh my God, this is a huge deal for Xbox. This devalues their entire lineup. Scrap it. Try over again. You know this. Like, wait a minute. You weren't gonna get it then. What's with all the outrage now? So let's just break it down. What's your opinion on that, man? Are you on the other side of the fence? How do you feel about that?
I hate the fake outrage, man. I really do. Like, I just absolutely, I don't care for it. I've blocked multiple people. We're not going to name names. We ain't messy. I've blocked multiple people on Twitter out of the fake outrage. I've gotten in discussions with people that call something trash, and I'm like, "Oh, did you play the game?" Like, no, I didn't. I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, I don't know what to do with you. Like, if you weren't into the game, or if you were basing something, like, let's go Crackdown. If you were basing something on a goddamn alpha beta tech demo, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? It's an alpha tech demo. Like, it's something that's never been done in any game in the history of gaming, and you're basing your entire whole like premise on that. It doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of fake outrage with everything that's going on. Like the Anthem, when they had when their private beta because of the word or demo, people are like, "Oh, it's the word demo, not beta. So since it's demo, it should be complete." I'm like, "What the hell's happening?" Like, it's they're checking their servers. Yeah, there's stuff happening. It's messed up. I played Anthem tonight. I played it last night. I had no problems connecting. I had no problems anywhere. I had one enemy disappear on me, and that's it. And it's like, okay, like the games have problems. This is tech, people. Tech has problems. It's very complicated to get. It's very complicated to make it go cohesively. And the fake outrage just kind of irritates me. It does. It's just kind of like, all right, like, were you going to play the game? Did you even care? Like, to me, I don't care about, I'll be honest, I don't care about Kingdom Hearts. I think it looks like crap. I don't care. That looks like a PlayStation 2 game. But I don't go attack people. I don't go fake outrage about it. I don't go attack people that are playing it and having fun with it. I let you enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead. You're not going to hear me talking about it because it doesn't have any interest toward me. If it's a game I love and I'm irritated, like Diablo, yeah, I have a right to outrage because I played every Diablo and I love it and I love Blizzard. So that's all I'm saying about that. If you actually care about the franchise and it's doing something you don't like, speak up on it. But if you're never going to play the game and you don't care about the game and you attack people, get a life.
You know what? And I mean, that's a whole mouthful. The crazy thing about this is that, guys, I'm not saying don't have your opinion. Please voice your opinion. We are all consumers. We all spend our hard-earned dollars on this medium, on entertainment, that we call video games. So we all share that. So I understand. But all I'm saying is that be consistent. At least keep it consistent. Shout out to Jay-Z, by the way, for that line. At least keep it consistent, please. Because to me, it's like, come on, like we know where you stood 12 months ago, 18 months ago, like. Please, and then the biggest issue I have, guys, is that don't throw a blanket over the community. Don't say we should all be outraged, and how could anybody not be outraged about this? Like, if you're not outraged about this, you're just a something or the other. Or please don't throw a blanket over people like that. Like, I don't understand that mentality, But just give the game a shot. Try it for yourself. Not saying don't be critical, because if you go back in the archive of my videos, I've broken down Crackdown multiple times. I've been critical at every single juncture. So my record speaks for itself as far as that goes. But either way, just be consistent. Be consistent.
Well,
don't throw a blanket over the community.
Well, and to be honest with you, with the Crackdown outrage, like, people are outraged about a demo 5 years ago. Get over it. Like, honestly, it's 5 years ago. You haven't gotten over it? For the last 2 years, they have not shown that demo, right? For the last 2 years, they have shown the single player and they've shifted focus. Yet you're going to hang on to what was said 5 years ago? Hey, I get it. It sucks. We wanted to see it because it looked amazing and it blew our minds when we were watching that. But hey, shit happens. Get over it. For the last 2 years, they've been kind of telling you this is what the game's going to be. And you're still outraged when it releases to what they said it was going to be for the last 2 years, 2.5 years? Get over it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Who did I get to? Who did I? The Fuzz you get? Oh, sorry about that.
Guess. Oh, no. I didn't get into it. My bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, love. I don't want to miss you. Go ahead.
Okay, it's like this. Okay, I'm an adult. Okay, I got other things to worry about with my life as far as with this fake outrage is concerned. I still feel. I feel no different than what I felt like 2 years ago when I first played Crackdown 3. And the thing about it is, people wants to say something to be saying stuff, knowing you ain't gonna touch the game. And I'm trying to say this without being real aggressive about it.
Be aggressive.
Okay, some of y'all, it shouldn't. Some the people that's really on the fake outrage stuff need to worry about other important things in their life. Besides a video game. Like I said before, we know what Crackdown 3 was when it came out. We know it's not the best marketable game that came out the last couple of years, because you know how it is. But don't act like you upset about a game that you ain't played or you ain't had no intentions to play. At least play the game and then have your opinion about the game. And if people don't like your opinion on what you say about the game, then that's fine. But you shouldn't be attacking individuals or attacking people's gaming credibility because how they feel about a game. Y'all, it's like we're all adults and it's still high school. And I don't get it. I look at my Twitter feed and I'm like, I thought we were adults. I thought we were just, having opinions. It shouldn't go petty. It shouldn't have gone deep like that. It shouldn't hurt people's feelings. If you don't like the game, you don't like the game. That's fine. Like someone said earlier, I don't like Kingdom Hearts either. Everybody knows that. But I'm not gonna go into one of my homies' streams and he played Kingdom Hearts 3 and I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, that game is trash, cuz I'm not gonna do that. That's rude. That's me. But don't be with the fakeness, and it's like that. It's weird in a day and age that you could be a superhero behind that computer screen. You know what I mean? But 9 out of 10 times you won't say that shit if you're talking directly to the person about the directly issue. But ain't nobody gonna touch you on a computer screen. You won't say whatever you want. That's why I try to stay away from the toxicity. I try to stay away from the problems. I don't even know what the fake outrage, but apparently it is. Y'all need to stop. It just doesn't make any sense sometimes. I mean, let the people spend money on what they want to spend on. If they don't want to spend it on Crackdown, you shouldn't be like, oh my God, you're an Xbox fan. Why are you not touching Crackdown? Because maybe Crackdown ain't their thing. You know what I mean? It's not, all games are not for everybody. Everybody's not gonna like all the games. So don't think you better than me because you feel outraged about a game that you really didn't care about. Because that's all it is. They just want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to get noticed. And the only way with certain people in the community to get noticed, to be seen, to be heard, they want to spew negative shit. They want to do fake outrage posts. They want to make sure that they have something to say about something that really doesn't have nothing to do with them because you didn't have any intentions to play the game in the first place. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Crackdown 3 because you know why? Even though it ain't my cup of tea, at least I was, open enough to try it. There's people out here that ain't even going to touch it. So look, you like the games, play it. If no, that's fine. Just don't be toxic, don't be negative, don't be petty. That's all.
All right, man. I don't know how you gonna follow that up, man. So we got a whole lot to break down, man. Did I get to you, Fuzz? I want to make sure I got it.
No, but
okay, go ahead, Fuzz. Go ahead,
my biggest thing with the whole fake outrage, it always seems to lean towards Xbox. With what was it, Scalebound? Oh, that game looks awesome, and blah blah blah, and then they cancel it, and it's like that was the only game that I was interested in. I'm not going to buy an Xbox now. It's like, seriously. With Crackdown, everybody knew what the game was. All right, the tech demo, like Zaka was saying earlier, they changed it from what the demo was, 5 years ago to now. We've seen bait and switch before. This isn't really a bait and switch per se, because originally it was supposed to be just multiplayer, and they tacked on the campaign, and now the campaign is, in my opinion, pretty decent for what the game is. Kind of like what Saints Row did and took, that whole setup and went to the extreme. But I don't know. It just seems weird. Like nobody really talks about Ubisoft doing bait and switches like they used to. Like, oh, look at what was it? Rainbow Six Siege, the E3 trailer versus the actual launch game, or the Watch Dogs,
Watch Dogs,
the E3 trailer versus the actual launch game. I mean, they learned their lesson with Watch Dogs too. The launch trailer looked just like the game looked just like the trailer because they didn't want to go through that whole controversy. And unfortunately, the game sales on that game suffered.
Yes,
The Division, one of the games I love, and it didn't look I wouldn't say it didn't look anywhere near as good as the E3 trailer. It still looked halfway decent or pretty damn good. It's just that the menus and some of the effects and things like that and the map were a good bit different, but I put so many hours into that game, I could care less about the changes on it. The same thing with Anthem. You look at the E3 trailer versus the demo we played. Yeah, it doesn't have all the shine and particle effects, but
I would say that's changed, man. Since the new, if you haven't played it, like the new since they launched it, it's even Fonz. Fonz has been very critical of Anthem. He even said, "Man, this looks like that E3 demo." We were playing it. They polished it, man. They polished it. It looks a lot better.
Nice.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there, for that Anthem level.
Hey, EA, I'm giving EA crap if they continue on the pace. I mean, this is a little, I know, diving off the track. I'm gonna get back to you, Fuzz, but shout out to EA, man. If they can continue to refine that thing, it could be something special. But anyway, go ahead, Fuzzy. Continue.
No, but it just seems like it seems like it's more on Xboxes and where people have this fake outrage. Like I'll be the first one that stood up and said, what was it? Drive Club. Oh, that was such a dumpster fire in the beginning, and it's like they delayed it a whole year, and it still didn't work. And yeah, I'm pretty sure other people will complain. Well, what about Master Chief Collection not working on it? I didn't play Master Chief Collection when it first came out. I came from PlayStation and mainly bought a PS4 for Drive Club, and now that studio's closed because they screwed up. I don't know. It seems like people, like everyone's been saying, they just want attention on Twitter, so they'll take the pile on effect. Okay, are there problems? Sure. Are there problems to the point where if you were on the fence of getting the game or not getting the game, is it worth the extra effort that you're making the pile on? No. I mean, there's going to be bugs with every game. If you don't take the time to enjoy it or try it, or if, let's say, you do try it and you're trying to give everybody your honest opinion or feedback, that's fine. Do it as an actual honest review. Go through the steps, point out the pros and cons. But don't just pile on because that's the popular thing to do right now. It just comes across fake, and it's gonna I guess hurt them in the end when they go to do the same thing on another game, and people start realizing, oh, you're just doing this to get clicks or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't know. I rather enjoy games than worry about other people trashing games. But when they trash them to that nth degree, it's time. I don't usually mute people. I just either unfollow or move on and go to a different feed type of thing at that point.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
You know what? Just to kind of button this whole topic up, I don't want anybody in the chat or on the channel, any newcomers thinking that we're closed-minded. Everybody has to share our opinion. That's not true, guys. You're open to your own opinion. We're open to debate. All I'm saying is be consistent. So I'm not pointing any fingers. I feel the way I feel. We feel the way we feel on the show. No big deal at the end of the day. Just keep it consistent. But I agree. For most part, as a whole, on the entire subject, it's something that we talk about. We bring up here. It's something that happens very often, and we see it, and nobody really talks about it. So I figured I'd bring it up, and kind of have a discussion about it. So that was pretty much it, everybody. But what we're gonna do, since we got a special guest first time here, we're gonna open up the chat to give us a couple questions before we end the show, guys. We do this every now and then. I've run a little bit over today. No big deal. We want to go ahead and close this thing out. Appreciate the sub, by the way, Universal. Let me go ahead and give a quick shout outs too. Shout out to one of my mods, Shonsu. Delilah, Universal Fox, Game Over, Shinsu, Elite. There's a bunch of other people in here too. King James. But shout out to everybody who's joining us live. Go ahead and throw your questions down in the chat. If you guys have anything to ask us specifically, maybe we missed something cool you guys want us to talk about and we didn't get to it today on the show. Now is the time to throw the questions in the chat. You guys got anything maybe? Fuzz, Zalk, that you guys saw that we didn't.
We could talk on. We could talk on something real quick. Go ahead.
What's your next pickup? Like, what's your next game pickup though?
Okay. Oh, okay. That's okay. Well, I already pre-ordered Anthem. That doesn't count. So I already got Anthem in the vault, so that doesn't count. So honestly, I'm heavily considering Metro. Heavily considering because I really want to give it a try, and I feel like if I know for a fact that probably in about 3 to 4 months, I'm probably going to be able to get it like $20 cheaper. But I'm curious enough right now to purchase it. So probably that game. I want to try Jump Force 2 because you guys don't know I'm a fucking huge anime fan. I love the shit, but I don't know if it works. I've been hearing a couple things about it, and I don't know if it even works at this fucking point. So we'll see. But that's my pickup. So anybody want to go next? Fuzz, Zalk?
I got Anthem and Division 2 already pre-ordered. My kids want The Devil May Cry, so that's definitely on the pickup list. Definitely want to get Metro, but I'm kind of like you. I want to wait until there's a sale. I picked up Shadow of the Tomb Raider when it was on sale, and now it's in Game Pass, which I have a subscription to. So I want to try to avoid spending money on things that will eventually wind up in Game Pass. And my gut's telling me, yeah, Metro will probably wind up in Game Pass, but will it be at the 6-month point or the 1-year point? That's the question. Yeah. But yeah, those are the main ones on the horizon, and then there's probably a ton of other ones that I want to get.
Did you mention Ori? When is Ori?
Well, that's later. Ori's coming out like probably after E3, man.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just talking about like our next game, you know, like what we're looking forward to.
Got it. All right.
I got EA access, so I'm gonna have access to Anthem. Let me see. I got Mortal Kombat 11 pre-order for the PlayStation, and I'm gonna end up getting the Division 2.
Oh, okay.
For the Xbox.
Okay. Nice. I'm gonna have to get that just because of you, Fuzzy. I'm literally gonna have to buy that because of your ass. Well, my wife too, because she's probably gonna want it. Pretty sure she's gonna want it too. So,
yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Anthem is what I'm playing. Obviously, Apex is killing it. I want to play Metro really bad. I'm really debating on picking that up. But everything, to be honest, the Anthem, everything, all that, it's all just to me right at this point, from what I've played from the demo, it's all just filler until Division 2. I really think Division 2 is going to be one of those special games that really blows my mind because I'm a looter shooter. I play RPGs, I play MMOs. I love those kind of games where, you know, you put time into it, you invest time, you kind of, you know, what the people call, you know, quote unquote grind. And that to me has one of the most robust end games I've ever seen in my life in a game, next to World of Warcraft type. And I like that. I like having something to work towards. I like playing it. It seems like it's all different content. So, yeah, for me, it's Division 2. This is definitely the game. I'm waiting.
It's not as a hottest take as you would think it was because Division was a great game. I mean, it had to build up to being a great game. I don't think Division 2 is going to have that growing period because it understands what the first one messed up at. So I don't think they'll have that growing
I already put 12 hours into the demo and I didn't finish anything. And I didn't even play Dark Zone in the demo, man. And I had 10 hours of content, and I'm already 3 hours in Anthem. I'm already level 8. I'm kind of worried. I'm a little worried.
That's what I'm saying. Content is king in those kind of games. So we're gonna take another question. Shout out to Delilah. She pretty much had the same question. You and Lady Infamous thinking exactly alike for sure. What else do we have in here? So Zinc, shout out to Zinc. You know, one of the loyal guys always here watching. He said, "Why doesn't Days Gone have campaign co-op in a zombie game in 2019?" Anybody want to take that?
I'll take it.
You take it up? All right.
Yeah, because Sony don't make co-op games.
Oh, damn.
Like, hey, I'm not trying to be a fucking asshole about it, but I'm just saying they're not concentrating on that. They're concentrating on single player games. That's all. That is their focus. They're gonna, they're going to concentrate on their strength, and they're going to make it the best experiences you've had in that certain thing. And I'm not even hating. I actually did not look forward to Days Gone. The first time I saw it, I loved it. I want to see it. The last year and a half, 2 years, I thought, man, this looks like crap. And then the last about 3 months, they've shown some stuff that actually got me excited. So that it's a weird up and down thing for me with that game. And I'm excited to play it. I want to play it, but again, they just don't concentrate on that shit. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Good point. I mean, you got anything to follow up on that, Fuzz?
I was just thinking, since they threw in a multiplayer for Uncharted 4, and they also did that with the first Last of Us, that would have been a perfect one to throw in, like the hordes. Make that a multiplayer aspect. Hold down the fort against hundreds of zombies type of thing. But
we'll split them up, man, because those things, you don't just shoot them and fall. You have to kind of set traps, run around. I don't know if you saw that. Like, you use the environment to your advantage. Can you imagine our 2 buddies using that?
That would have been awesome. But you're right. Sony doesn't. That's not their strong point, nor do they really focus on it. But that would have been a nice entry into the multiplayer, or not really entry, but that would have been a bigger feather in their cap on multiplayer. But
I would have played
maybe next gen they'll give it an honest try on a lot more of their games.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that is very interesting. That's a pretty interesting question about that type of game. I mean, I just, I think that I feel like Sony's found this this niche, like this can't miss kind of game. The Uncharted / Last of Us hybrid / third person / like they found this formula, and it works. Don't get me wrong, it definitely works, but it's just, to me, Days Gone felt like that. I mean, motorcycle zombies, great, but it felt like it was in the same vein. It just didn't feel different enough to me. But my mind can completely change. I haven't seen anything recently from the game, to be fair. So maybe if I went ahead, did some research, watched it, maybe I like what I'm seeing now. But we're going to take one more question, and we're going to go ahead and end the show and wrap it up, guys. One more question. Now, let me see. I think I missed a question a little further up. Somebody put something here. Let's see, guys. Let me see. He doesn't want to show his PSN in the chat.
No, he's saying he's gonna beat my ass in Mortal Kombat 11 on PlayStation. So I have to look at his gamer tag. I think I do have him added. Don't put yourself out there. I think I got you.
All right, cool. So, question from Delilah. Shout out to Delilah. Thank you for coming to the chat, lady. So she said, do you think that people will grow tired of that style Sony templates? Yes. I think they will. Yes. I think long answer, yes. I think it's becoming more apparent that they are getting comfortable. And you know what the funny thing is? I think Sony is getting this, like, I call it Madden syndrome. You get so comfortable in a particular position that and it does well so consistently that you don't really take any chances outside of that. I think that they're falling into that with some of their exclusives now. Obviously, Death Stranding completely different, Ghost of Tsushima completely different. But no, I wouldn't say Death Stranding is that different. Maybe not. Just a different. Like,
it's all third person.
All third person, moody, cinematic. Cinematic, same engine as what? What is
same engine as Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, it's possibly.
It is. Guerrilla Games met up with Kojima, and he did some stuff to their engine and stuff like that. They posted on Twitter and all that. They're like, we're amazed with what he did with our engine. So
we're gonna let you take this. So,
I don't think people are gonna get bored of it, because I think that they innovated enough. I think that Sony is treating this genre or this type of game extremely well, to the point of, like, it's fucking artistry. Yeah. Like, look at Days Gone or Last of Us 2. You see the way she was dodging that guy's sword lunge or whatever lunge, and all this stuff. Like, they're adding way different elements to it because they're iterating on it, because they're perfecting it. Yeah. And they're just going to keep doing that. Do I think they need more games out there? Yes. Different types? Yes. I do. I want a first-person game. I want a multiplayer game. I want something different. I do. That's just me, and I'm different, but their games sell well. A lot of people like them, and they're highly rated. Yeah. They score really well, and I think they score really well because of the story and all that. But there are a lot of games that are starting to take that third person, like like Red Dead, Assassin's Creed. They're not taking it, but Shadow of the Tomb Raider, stuff like that. It's all the same stuff a little bit. It'll get a little old, but I think Sony iterates it so well and adds little idiosyncrasies to it that set it apart.
Ooh, word of the day, idiosyncrasy. Guys, write
oh
that
yeah, that's
down.
a big word. That's a big word.
Not bad. I had to throw it out there.
It's okay.
I got a head on my shoulders. I know things.
I know. So Fuzz, man, what do you think, man? Do you think that's gonna? You think that genre is gonna?
I think it's going to last a bit longer. The one game I think that might put a nail in that coffin. Well, I won't say a nail in that coffin, but want to see what Cyberpunk, how people take to that, since that's going to be a first person.
We didn't.
And I think depending on how popular that is, if Sony doesn't start doing some more first person ones, then that might be the turning point or something. But I think that's probably the next progression, is for them to do first person. They're going to continue with VR. I don't know how well that's going to be as far as when you have first person and VR, because you have to do that like teleport movement type of thing. But if they can figure out how to not do the teleport and move from first person in VR, I think that's going to be their next big move. But I don't think people will get tired of it unless Cyberpunk really grabs the entire console and PC market. If that game does as well as I think it will, there might be a not regime change, but it'll be a whole new world as far as how people look at games at that point.
All right, cool, awesome. So no, that was a great breakdown, man. No, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up, man. That was the last question. Thank you, everybody in the chat. You guys have been amazing today. We had a great show, great topics, man. We do this every Saturday, man. So if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Join us live every week. I'm going to let everybody here go ahead and get their last plug. We're going to start with the guest of the hour. Lady Infamous, just want to say thank you for joining us live. We appreciate you taking a little bit of your time today. I know we ran a little bit over, having a lot of fun.
I'm cool. No, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I like a little over. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with a little over.
All right, but appreciate it. Thank you for taking some time out. But go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you if they don't know already.
Okay, now first of all, it's gonna be a long plug. First of all, let me get to the point. Grown Women Gaming, best thing on a Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon Eastern. You can always check me out at Lady_Infamous30 on Twitter. I be there all the time. You can check me out on Twitch, Lady_Infamous415. We're gonna play some Aspect later. Little tipsy. And last but not least, we just did 1,200 on the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit Lady Infamous 415 on YouTube. We're trying to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. Thank you, chat. Thank you, panel. And you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so kindly. And we're going to go ahead and move on to you, Fuzzy, man. Let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, FuzzyBelvedere. You can usually find me on Twitter or Xbox Live or PSN. Usually playing Forza on Xbox or as of now, Crackdown 3. Great show, great panel, great chat as usual.
This is getting really crazy, guys. I appreciate the love and support. But go ahead and we're gonna throw this over to you, Zalk. Let everybody know where they can find you, man.
My agent told me I can say where to find me. You guys can find me. That
damn form. Jesus
I know that damn form, man. Yeah. You send that over real quick.
Yeah.
No, you guys can find me at Zalker87 on Twitter and then Zalker87 on YouTube. I try to put content out when I can. I love talking games. I love playing games. Yeah, man. It's what we do around here. And Saturdays, you can find me here talking shop.
Let's get it. And the last but not least, your host with the most PTK Bland, man, across the board. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us live. Such an amazing panel today. Amazing guests, amazing topics. We're going to do this again next week. We're going to do it again. We're going to keep doing it until you guys number in the millions, okay? So appreciate the love and support. Thank you. Once again, next weekend, 6 p.m. sharp. Be here, be square, save your seat in the audience. Thank you, chat, especially. You guys were lit today. You guys are amazing. It gets better and better every week, man. So thank you for the support. We love the interactivity, man. Come say holla at your boy on the channel. Message me, whatever you want to do. All of our Twitter is below in the link. Please come follow all my compadres, Grown Women Gaming, Lady Infamous, Zalker, Fuzzy. I wish your ass would do a YouTube, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But we appreciate the love and support. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We are out of here. Peace out.